got a mess with my boy.
What is up, you guys? Today, I just got the chance to see Tron Ares, the latest installment in the Tron franchise. And if you couldn't tell by that intro, I'm very disappointed. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of Tron. I always was a big fan of Tron. Growing up, I saw Tron Legacy all the time as a kid. I love Tron Legacy. It was one of my favorite movies. From the visuals, the soundtrack from Daft Punk, everything about it. I love Tron Legacy so much that I thought that was the only Tron movie out there. Then when I got older, I watched Tron, the 80s movie, and I grew to love that one. At first, I didn't really love it because it obviously was very different, but I grew to love it, and I was like, well, this is actually pretty cool. And ever since then, I was a big fan of the Tron franchise. I love the Tron ride at Disney World, even if it is only like a 5-minute ride, very quick. I think just the atmosphere, the vibes of Tron are very fun. To the point when I heard that they were making a remake called Tron Ares, I was extremely excited, even if all the reports were like Jared Leto was the main star, which kind of made me nervous. I was still very excited because I love Tron. Now, after watching this movie, I can safely say this is the worst Tron movie ever. Now, I'm not going to say that this is necessarily like a terrible movie, one of the worst of the year, but as a Tron movie, this movie just isn't good. I'm going to keep this spoiler free. What's crazy about this movie is the best part about it is Jared Leto. I'm just kidding around here. I don't think he's the best part, but I actually think he's actually really good in this movie. I'm gonna get into my positives because there are things that I like about this movie. I think visually, it's okay. It's nothing compared to Tron Legacy, and actually, I kind of prefer Tron, the first one, more than this, because it's so weird with this movie. I feel like we're rarely in the grid. We rarely get to see characters in their forms and like in their light cycles. There's a scene where Jared Leto, Ares, and this random girl that's a main character in this movie take a van. In the Tron universe, they take a van in the real world because Ares only has a little bit of time to get to place to place. I was like, we're in the Tron universe and you're gonna take a van as your high speed, like, get there point? That, I was like, that's just pathetic. But visually, I think it's just so weird because we're in the Tron universe and we barely get to see the grid. We barely get to see characters interact in the grid. When we do get the grid, it's very fun. It's very in your face, like it's very Tron-ness, like that word I like to say. It's very cool. But there's only like maybe 2 scenes like that. There's one scene where they're on the highway, which we all see in the trailers. They love to promote that, where it's the cop car getting cut in half. That was a pretty cool scene, but that's really it. There's really nothing else. The final fight scene where everything's happening, it's all right, but again, it just feels like you're in Vancouver or wherever this story's taking place. And it's just the real world, and it's like, I want to see the light cycle. I want to see the games. I want to see the Tron games happening. And I don't know, it wasn't that. The soundtrack, I think people are a little bit overhyping it. I don't really care for it too much. I think it's all right. Like, it's definitely better than the first movie. Obviously, the first movie didn't have anything. And I think they were just trying to replicate Daft Punk. Clearly, nothing's touching Daft Punk. Daft Punk is Tron Legacy. Like, Tron Legacy is Daft Punk. One of the best soundtracks of all time for any movie. This one, it's good. It's not bad, but I would never compare it to anything amazing. Like, there's no score in this movie that like I would fully listen to and be like, oh, that's great. So I think those are really the only 2 like big things that like I have major props for. And like I said, Jared Leto I think is actually very decent in here. Because when I heard that Jared Leto was starring in this movie, I was a little nervous. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. I think Jared Leto is not necessarily the worst actor of all time, but I wasn't a big fan of his Joker. I wasn't a big fan of Morbius. I liked him in Fight Club. I liked him in a few other movies, but sometimes Jared Leto has a tendency to ruin franchises, like how kind of the DCEU, it kind of killed that with the Joker. But watching this, I was like, he's actually really good, and the only thing that kind of messed him up was the writing, which is honestly probably the biggest flaw I have with this movie. This movie, you don't even need Tron Legacy for this movie to exist. It just goes from Tron, and then literally the beginning of this movie, it's like the same as Tron Legacy, where it says, Flynn is disappearing, yada, yada, yada. They mention Sam Flynn like once, never see him again. Why? And I get it. I get it. It's because the Tron Legacy bombed when it came out. No one liked it. It was ahead of its time, but you would think, because it is ahead of its time, it has a lot of buzz right now. Like, a lot of people like Tron Legacy. Like, it's a very popular movie, especially for people my age. People love Tron Legacy in my age range, like me. I know a lot of people love Tron Legacy. They think it's a very good movie. That people think it's the best visually stunning movie. This movie definitely, I felt Disney was just saying, all right, well, no one really liked Tron Legacy back in the day. Let's give them something new. No, why would anyone want to go see a Tron movie unless they like Tron Legacy? Like, that's what I'm just not understanding. The plot just, I feel like, makes no sense, and the ending towards this movie, it goes into a direction that I don't know. I can already see it. This movie sets up for a sequel that will probably not happen because, honestly, I went to the Wednesday night opening screening at my local cinema, and for an opening screening, Wednesday night, whenever they do that, it's normally packed. Like, I saw the Batman in a Wednesday night screening, and it was packed. This, maybe half of the theater was there, if not less. That just tells me no one's really going to want to see this. It's not going to do well. It's going to flop, if not worse than Tron Legacy did. And if anything, we're lucky enough to get a sequel to Tron Legacy. I'm very glad that they attempted to make a sequel. Because like I said, I did have my moments where I did enjoy this movie. There were tons of moments where I did enjoy this movie. Like, there was a race scene in, like, this Tron grid water sequence. That was really fun. There's no, like, that Tron, like, the games. There's nothing like that. And I don't know. I also don't know how I feel about this whole, like, AI main character. And I think actually one of the worst parts about it is the characters, excluding Ares. I think Ares is actually one of the best parts of the movie. Like I said, Jared Leto's character. Whenever it's focused on him, I'm actually enjoying the movie. But he's not even the main character. Spoilers here, kinda. It's this one girl that we see in the trailers a little bit. I forget her name, but I think her name's Kim. And Eve Kim, I want to say. I do not care. She is literally just a replacement of Sam Flynn. That's it. I don't really care about her backstory, why she's here. And it's also just such like a bad performance from that actress, who I know is very popular because of Past Lives, which I never got to see, but I know people are very high on that movie. Very bad performance here, and honestly, Evan Peters as the villain, it's really embarrassing because I really like Evan Peters as Quicksilver. What he did in the Netflix Monster series, he just wasn't great in this movie at all. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy that the best performance in here was Jared Leto, and we never get to see Finn. He's maybe in it for like 5 seconds, if that, and I don't know if they're setting that up for a sequel, which, like I said, I just don't think we're ever going to get a sequel because the amount of times that it took to get each Tron movie was like 15 to 20 years later. I don't think we're ever going to get a sequel to this movie. I think this is the end of the franchise and possibly end of line. But yeah, like I said, I just think that this movie, it kind of just was a disaster. It was very disappointing because this was my most anticipated movie underneath Superman and this. I was so looking forward to this movie. Another thing that I don't understand about this, it's this, not to diss on the director, but it's the same director that made the worst Pirates of the Caribbean movie that probably canceled the franchise for Pirates of the Caribbean. And he also directed Maleficent 2, which kind of ruined a lot of the villain remakes because that Maleficent 2 was horrendous. I'm sorry, I have to take this helmet off. It's so hot in this. So here are my overall thoughts right here. And I don't know, I'm just gonna have to go with an overall score of 47 out of 100. Future Max here, I'm editing this video and I'm actually gonna lower it down to a 44 out of 100 or a 43 because I just don't like it. I really didn't like it. I think it's very disappointing. I think it's better than what some people are saying. Some people are saying that this is horrendous trash. And honestly, I would call it trash, but I would call it good trash. There's worse movies than this, but what's crazy, on my 2025 list, I might as well say now because I'm never going to talk about this movie ever again. I think it's better than Captain America Brand New Day, but it's on the same level as Captain America Brand New Day or Brand New World, whatever that movie is, because that movie was also garbage, and the Minecraft movie. I would put it right in between those two movies, because I actually did like the Minecraft movie a little bit more than this movie. I at least had fun with the Minecraft movie. With this one, I can't say that I really had fun with it, except wearing this cool costume and taking a few pictures with some posters. And yeah, that's really the most fun I've had with this movie, was more of the anticipation to it than actually watching it and experiencing it. that's my thoughts on this movie. Tron Legacy and Tron 1, like I said, amazing movies. And honestly, I'm probably never going to watch this movie again. Not to like hate on it. It's just, I feel like it's really pointless unless they make another Tron movie, which I don't see them ever doing. I'm personally just going to watch Tron 1 and Tron Legacy. And we'll see. I don't know. Maybe, again, Tron Legacy, people thought that that movie was terrible when it first came out. And over the time, it became very good and it became a classic. Maybe in 10 years, people will start loving this movie. Who knows? But for now, I know I didn't. So what are your guys' thoughts in the comments below? Let me know. And if you like this video, make sure you like it. If you really like it, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see future videos like this, make sure you ring the bell in the description down below, please. All that being said, end of line. Peace.